welcome to the hosts of Alternate Ending.
I have to ask a question about Sophia, if you don't mind starting with you, is your journey from, I read that, I actually had a similar kind of upbringing where as a child, like I just had a camera, I recorded everything, I made little videos. It sounds like you had a similar kind of upbringing and passion for narrative film, but you later transitioned into doing music videos as well. And how did that transition back happen to kind of working now on this pilot, on this potential series?
I mean, I guess I was always, while I was doing music videos, writing or making really short films, but more like, art gallery short films. And then when I met Annie, everything kind of clicked. It was like, I felt like it was like this like passion for making something that I hadn't felt in a really long time. Yeah.
And they do say like that, the energy that when you meet that someone creatively who kind of brings out the best in you, and brings out things that you didn't know about yourself. Did you feel that same spark, Annie, when you met Sophia?
Huge, tremendous. And it was a connection, an absolute, it was strange. You know what I mean? Because it's like, it sounds like, oh my goodness, you meet this person and all of a sudden, but it's true. It's true. We just kind of clicked and melded, and I was just able to open up to her, and it was fabulous, and it was good in the beginning, and as like we evolved together, it just got like better and better. It's magnificent. Really, really, I'm blessed.
And for those who may not know about the project yet, because perhaps they haven't had a chance to go to Slamdance yet or see it, hopefully we'll all see the full series will be picked up, and we'll get to see kind of how that cliffhanger ending continues forward. But if you don't mind, Sophia, just walking us through, because I know that the conceit is it's a show within a show, which is so interesting to kind of explore that, and kind of, I have so many questions about that. But beyond that, if you want to share a little bit about kind of what the story is.
Sure. I mean, the main plot is Annie, her backstory, like everything that made her who she is today. And Annie is, an actor who in this series, she had just started acting. Now it's been a couple of years, but at that point she had really just started acting. So we're going back to that moment. And part of her life that we're filming is her meeting this girl at a Burger King and starting this show. And I also felt like it was important because this is so much about cinema and movie making and, tropes and like Annie being who she is and the age that she's at, like, and the opportunities for acting. Like, I just feel like I wanted to give her all of these roles that she would normally get. And then as we were doing it, it started becoming clear that the stories about Annie and I working together were abundant and hilarious and interesting. And so we just kind of, the co-writer and I, Annie Sickerman, the behind the scenes Annie, started writing more about that. And then we cast somebody to play me because I'm not an actor. And then it became like, oh no, let's have you direct the actor who's directing Annie. And everything went crazy. Right. But yeah, it's been a real adventure.
Yeah, you could continue like the layers within layers.
Oh my goodness.
You can go. And so when this is pitched to you, Annie, are you thinking, Sophia, what is Sophia talking about? Or did you get it right away? Or did it take some convincing?
Oh, I'm home. I'm literally like, my agent was Craigslist. That's where I was getting work from. I was looking on Craigslist for different jobs. Okay. And I meet Sophia and yada, yada. And we clicked in Burger King. But a few months had passed already. And was not even expecting, to be honest with you, to hear from her. But she calls me up and she's like, I'm really impressed with you. And I think I would like to do a TV show about you. Are you in? And I'm thinking to myself, hello? Like, who is this on the other end of the phone? And she's such a nice girl and everything. And honestly, I thought, maybe she had a couple of wines or something, and she's home, whatever. She's making calls. I mean, it's not that I thought she was lying, but I thought it's a little far removed. However, I was all in. As far removed as it seemed, I was like, absolutely. Let me know where and when to be, and I'm down. Call me, let me know. And she did. She called me like 2 months later. She's like, I got a script. Get ready. That's how it happened. Literally, basically just like that. I was blown out of my socks. I actually still am.
Well, and I know that you started more recently, in kind of pursuing acting. Are you surprised by the amount of success in the short period? Like, there are people who spend their entire careers trying to have even like a sliver of the work on Billions, on Orange is the New Black. Like, to be part of these shows in any capacity would be a dream come true for many. So were you surprised by how quickly you were kind of going through the process and getting these opportunities?
Tremendously surprised, but I started out not saying, well, I'm going to do a little of this, a little of that. I started out in my mind, and I had no connections. I knew nobody in the business. And I just decided I'm going to do this. Like, I just decided I'm going to give it a shot, and I'm going to take it. And you know what? I saw other actors that started older, some of them fellas, some of them women. You don't have to be a certain look anymore. You could really just be yourself, which I could do that. And you can get roles. I saw other people do it, and I thought to myself, why not me? Why can't I do this? And I just started out doing it. So am I shocked and surprised? Yes. And I'm very, very determined, but I don't feel lucky, because luck has nothing to do with it. I feel blessed. I really do. I've met magnificent people.
Well, the one episode, the pilot itself, just goes through different tonal shifts, because we're grappling with narrative, but then also it's a bit like a documentary as well too. But then you're also able to explore all these different types of, as you mentioned, Sophia. How did you balance all of that tonally? Because we have some very sincere moments where you're interviewed, Annie, and you're just kind of pouring your heart out, and then we cut to very surreal, almost borderline like on the absurdism side of things. How do you balance all of that tone?
I mean, it's not easy. We had to come up with some rules, like, for example, the establishment that Annie and I meet at is called Burger Queen. So there's the fictional world that we're in, where this is Burger Queen. And then there's the moments that are like allegedly documentary behind the scenes, where Annie says Burger King. And we had all these, I mean, that's just like one dumb example, but like we had all these kind of rules of like, well, what world are we in now? Which layer of the world are we in for this scene? And then the scene where Annie is, getting interviewed to camera, that's like the most raw deal, like, that's it. You can't get more real than that. And then we kind of pulled back to the most absurd, to like some sort of ridiculous chase scene immediately preceding it. So yeah, it's a delicate balance between like scripted scenes, like in present day fake scenes, and then some realness. And
I have to imagine you have the rest of the season, arc and things. You have that all figured. Is it shot yet? Have you shot it, or are you hoping that the pilot gets picked up and then you're able to shoot the rest?
We have filmed, let's see, I think it's 4 scenes that are not in the pilot that are in other episodes, just because circumstantially, like, it was like, well, we're going to be here, or like, this is a good hookup for this location. Because I didn't know what was going to happen. I was like, maybe I'll be making this by myself with no support forever. I don't know. But yeah, we have some scenes from future episodes, and you can see little clips of them in the trailer.
Very nice. Well, and I don't want to be gauche, but you do mention the check is present. I had to like pause for a moment to see what the budget was. Was that, I'm not going to say the number, but was that the budget for the project? Because you stretched that out. If so, like there's a lot of production value, a very high production value to this pilot.
Thank you. That is my intention because I just felt like this, I couldn't have this look low budget in any way. I just, dealing with this subject matter and kind of referencing television and movies in this way, if it didn't look right, it wasn't going to work. And a lot of that is thanks to the cinematographer, Adam Ewell, who has a lot of his own gear and really put in a lot of time to this. We started working on this earlier on, and he's been a huge, huge help with that. He made a lot of this possible. And also the editor, Matt Posey, who he's just been doing this. The post on its own would have been a lot more expensive were it not for these people who really believe generally in Annie. Like everyone loves Annie. Like immediately when they meet her, they're just like, oh yeah, let's do this. So
yeah. And you mentioned Matt too. The I don't know if Matt did all of the VFX work too. You all have some really strong VFX work in there. Again, that is just top notch. A couple of things in there I was like, wow, that's really impressive.
Wow.
And
Matt did a lot of that, but also Running Man Productions, they did some of it, it was kind of like a split, but Matt definitely put them all in place. There's a lot of masking, of course, as well.
And Annie, this has to be fun for you as an actor to be able to, and Sophia, you as well, like again, I'm picturing myself being the young kid watching movies and wanting to film all of, like, my dream would be to like recreate every famous movie that I love, like scenes from the movie. Like you're able to capture with your awesome cinematographer and the beautiful visuals, like you're able to capture aspects of, again, the things that you're exploring, and it's just so different visually, and Annie, you're able to play so many fun different characters within that, so it's got to be a lot of fun.
Oh, it's a blast. Believe me when I tell you, and they say about like breaking down in the middle of a take, it takes me a while. Like I have to really compose myself because it's very funny to me. And some of the setups and all, it's hysterical. I like may come out of my room and see, you know what I mean? See them working on set on a different part or setting it up for the shot. And my mind is blown. I'm like, what are you people doing here? Because I only see a certain part of it. And not to give anything away, but I have to tell you, I never saw so many like MacGyver people in my entire life making things to become other things and really great stuff. I'm unbelievable. It's a lot of fun. And I can't believe like that this is work. Sophia has made it like being around the team. It's like a home to me. It really is. It really is. We're like a little family. True.
Yeah. Well, and again, I think it's really magical when people find other people to inspire each other, and then it just becomes perpetual motion type of thing, where you just keep kind of benefiting from the energy that you all have. I don't want to take up too much of your time, but obviously I don't know. Well, you didn't ask me to sign a waiver or anything, but if I am in the show in the future, in the making of the show, who would you like to play me? Because I can offer some ideas.
Wow.
Yeah.
Very interesting question. Who would play you? Yeah, that's a tough one. I'm trying to think. Annie, you got any ideas?
No, I'm actually checking them out. I got to be honest with you. I'm looking a little Ryan Reynolds over here.
Hey, I will.
Okay.
We can stop right there. I'm done. That's it. That's awesome. Thank you. I was hoping for at least like a Christian Slater or a Jude Law, but I will
I was thinking Paul Rudd.
Wow.
We'll see.
These are all great selections. You are extremely flattering. Thank you. I really hope that for those who are able to, check out Who's Annie at Slamdance coming on Sunday, January 22nd and Thursday, January 26th. If you all don't mind, again, I'll be right there. I may come in support on it'll have to be the 22nd evening slot there at
Dynamite.
9:45. Would love to see it with an audience because, and I'm really glad that you'll be able to be there too, because there's nothing like just the energy from the audience laughing at the things you're worried about. Like, oh, are they going to laugh at this moment? Like I was kind of hoping, and it deserves all of the praise and all of the laughter because it is just a true enjoyment and has a lot to say too about the industry.
Thank you. Thank you
No,
so much.
it's our pleasure.
Really
Yeah,
excited.
we're excited to celebrate it out there with you, and hopefully coming to a TV network or a streaming service near you as well.
Great. Amazing. I can't wait to see you in Park City.
Yeah, we'll see you there. I'll have some extra jackets and things in case you didn't pack
Dynamite.
appropriately. Well,
Thank you.
Yes,
Thank
of course.
you.
Have a
Thank
good night,
you
y'all.
so much.
All right, bye-bye.